I normally don't do how-to guides. However, this one's a little bit different because a couple of people on my friends list, they actually asked me, how the hell do you pass this fucking mission? They probably failed it just as many times as I did. So I figured, you know what? I might as well do a video showing them how it's actually done. If they want to reveal themselves in the comment section, they can certainly do so. But I figured, you know what? I'll give you guys a little tip on how to do this particular mission. It's not that hard. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy. But it's certainly not as hard as a YouTube auditor having to censor my videos while being told to go fuck himself. So what you're seeing right now in the background is the scientific mission on the final island, Isla Sorna. Essentially what it wants you to do is release 5 types of dinosaurs in the same enclosure and have them stay in that enclosure for a duration of something like 5 minutes. The problem is the 5 that they fucking chose are a pain in the goddamn ass. You probably saw right at the beginning over on the right hand side, it actually showed you which dinosaurs they were. There's one of them, the fucking pain in the ass. Those are the pain in the asses. Oh, motherfucker, the Pentaceratops, man. So essentially, it asks you to put in 4 herbivores and 1 small carnivore into the same enclosure. The 4 herbivores that they chose are Triceratops, which they're primarily like low-maintenance dinosaurs. They want you to put in Kentrosaurs. Now, they want you to put in 3, but I believe you need to have 4 for them to be socially acceptable. They wanted 2 Apatosaurs, but again, they want to be in a group of 3. That's where they feel comfortable. And then the Pentaceratops, which are a pain in the ass because they don't want to be in an enclosure with this many fucking dinosaurs. They want to be in an enclosure on their own, just by themselves, no fucking guests, but having to have all these dinosaurs in the same enclosure makes them uncomfortable. On top of that, the game also wants you to put a Metriacanthosaur, which is a carnivore, and essentially he's bound to fight with somebody. And here you see me trying to control the fucking Jeep and all these guys. Oh, you guys remember the goat? I posted a video about the goat, and you're going to see the goat in this fucking video. So right here, he's already getting into a fight with a goddamn Kentrosaurus. So I had a Jeep ready to come into the enclosure because I knew this was going to happen. I knew he was going to get into fights right away. So here you see me just healing both of them. The whole mission, I think you're allowed to fail, or you're allowed to let 1 dinosaur die, and you could probably let the Metriacanthosaur die. But at the same time, like, you know what, let me see if I can keep all the dinosaurs alive at the end of this mission, and that way I'm able to pass it all together. So right here, you see me just firing off healing shots to make sure a fucking headshot right there. But you're able to see me try and keep both these 2 dinosaurs alive. He's going to keep going into low health. But I'm going to keep the motherfucker alive for the purpose of this particular mission. Now, you probably saw from some of the overhead pictures, the structure that I created is essentially 1 large structure on the outside, and then a very small pen connected to it just to hold the Pentaceratops on the side. Right here is where I decide I'm going to actually tranquilize the Metriacanthosaur because I'm going to move this motherfucker. You can also see that I created 2 inner gates, if you will, for anyone that's tried to keep some of the Velociraptor and the Deinonychus and some of the earlier missions in a pen. You know that you have to put up like 3 or 4 fucking fences around the shit. So that's what I did here. The thing is, I can't really close this, and I did that for a particular reason because I realized if I close these sections, then it's going to be closed off to the Pentaceratops over on that little corner plot. So what I had to do was initially, you see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to put the Metriacanthosaur in the middle ring of what I created. However, there wasn't enough room in any one of the middle rings. So I realized when I created this, I done fucked up. I done fucked this one up. I could have done it a little bit better. So for those who want to do this mission a little bit later, add a little bit more room in that middle ring. Don't do what I did where I put that inner fence right on top of the second fence. You want to actually have a little bit of room in that interior fence. So here, I'm going to actually put it in the outer ring. It's going to make my life a little bit more difficult, but you'll see I'm still going to pass this motherfucker. Now, because I had this Jeep on the interior, I gave it some tasks of fucking dinosaurs just knocking the Jeep around. I gave it some tasks to resupply all the feeders. That was able to keep the Jeep in here while I was able to move this motherfucker over to the corner, keep an eye on my dinosaurs, make sure the Pentaceratops are comfortable. Now, earlier in the video, right as it started, you saw that I deleted a portion of the fence that keep the Pentaceratops in their enclosure and combines it with this enclosure. So essentially, this is now one large continuous structure. And here is the goal. Remember I posted that 20-second clip Look at this fucking steroid-fueled goat. This is a little pissed off motherfucker, man. When that shit happened, I was like, I gotta record that shit. So essentially, I recorded it and then I restarted the video right there. So you'll probably see a little bit of a time lapse, if you will. So essentially now I'm moving the Metriacanthosaur. There's a little bit of a break here. You see that the timer doesn't move because the Metriacanthosaur is knocked out. He has to be awoke. He has to be literally moving in order for that timer to go down. Now, the reason why, and you see right there, right above, there's that little gap in the fence. That little gap allows this to be one continuous structure. So the Pentaceratops basically stay in their little section. Other dinosaurs would have to find their way around the maze to go make them uncomfortable, and essentially it's not going to happen. So they're kept secluded and comfortable in their own little section, and then I'm able to just watch this motherfucker. Now, essentially, I wanted to make sure that I stood on top of his ass, because if he got too close to start fighting again, I'm going to need to start healing dinosaurs. The whole reason why I allow them to fight at the beginning, when the Metriacanthosaur first comes out of the hatching bay, it wants food and it wants water. If you don't allow it to get food and water, and you just automatically put it in the maze in the back, it's going to get stressed very quickly. I learned that with the last minute, the motherfucker gets pissed off, and then he starts breaking out of the fence. So what I allowed him to do was fight for that first minute or so. He got tranquilized, and then I was able to move him with still 3 minutes left on the clock. Now right here, I'm sort of doing a little bit of timing. I'm trying to see, can he get all the way to the end in those 2 minutes? I said, you know what? I don't want to take a chance. So here's what I wanted to do. What I initially wanted to do was put, you see me right here, I want to put a wall up right at the last second, so basically force him to go in the other direction. The problem is, I put this wall up way too early, because as soon as I put this wall up, this motherfucker turns around. This pain in the ass saw the wall, and he said, oh, no, Trump don't want me going this way, I'm going this way, motherfucker. Now here's the problem. The Pentaceratops are in that direction. So now you see me putting the Jeep in front of this motherfucker to delay him. That's all I'm doing right now. I'm literally just putting the Jeep right there to block his ass, but clearly the Jeep doesn't stop him. If he wants to walk, he's gonna walk. So now I'm trying to block his ass in, not gonna happen. I can't put another wall up. If I put another wall up, then I'm gonna have the problem of having a fully enclosed enclosure, and he's not gonna count. My timer's going to stop. I thought about maybe putting in another gate right here, and then knocking down the other one. You're gonna see me do it. I'm thinking about it right here, and I'm like, should I do it? And then I started realizing if I close him in, that's gonna be a pain in the ass. So then I looked at the timer. I said, there's 1 minute left. What are the odds that he's going to get all the way from the top of where he is right now all the way to the Pentaceratops? I thought better of it. I had a feeling there was no way it was going to happen. But you see me just waiting. Just in case that motherfucker gets there, I had my finger on the trigger. That way I could stop it if need be. So here the Jeep is actually starting to move again. So I'm like, oh, if the Jeep moves all the way down, then I'll use that to control him. You'll see that one of the Kentrosaurs got into the pen with the Pentaceratops, which is fine. No big deal there. They're essentially just going to keep each other company, so I don't have to worry too much about that. They don't get stressed out when there's 4 dinosaurs. They get stressed out when there's like 6 or 7 or whatever the case is, so I knew that I was okay. I see the Jeep is returning to the base, so that's good. So right here, you see me click on the Jeep one last time, and I see the timer's got 30 seconds left, and this fucking goat is knocking my damn Jeep around. Fucking goat, man. So in any event, here I decided, you know what, I'm just going to sit all the way at the end of the exit. If the dinosaur actually makes its way out of here, then I'll have a problem, but I could tell right off the bat that there was no way that he was going to make it out of the timer. So for those of you who are struggling with this mission, this is how I did it. I'm sure there are easier ways of doing it. I'm sure some people did it legit where they were trying to fight and have all the dinosaurs in one enclosure, and they were trying to keep them in the same enclosure at the same time. But this is how I figured out how to do it. I failed it a couple times, don't get me wrong. It took me a few tries to figure out how to make the pen, how to exactly structure it so that I could keep all the dinosaurs socially happy in the pen, but this is how I was able to do it in these fucking stegosaurs. My god, man, these fucking things are high maintenance motherfuckers. They take too goddamn long to hatch. They die so fucking quick, and they need 6 of them in an enclosure to feel fucking happy, man. Now on top of that, I have a power outage, so you see me basically go into management mode, trying to fix all my shit in the meantime. So there, I send off another motherfucker. I saw someone was low health right there. I'll probably go heal that son of a bitch. But in any event, that's how I was able to do the science mission on the Isla Sorna map. So if you guys are struggling with that one, you guys can go ahead and take my ideas. And as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And I'll see you guys in the next video in case I need to do some more tips on some of these missions on how to pass these motherfuckers.